Well, we hope you had a little fun playing the Zamboni. If you negotiated it a few times, you saw that there's a wide range of possible outcomes. Makes the obvious point, some approaches work better than others. You probably also noticed how these outcomes conform to the continuum. Some deals were made by simple bargaining, where mutual concessions were made. There were also some creative deals. And finally, the best deal was where they agreed to do all sorts of things to help each other out in an ongoing relationship. Now, although this was just a game, the Zamboni brings out some important real-world principles about negotiating. First, negotiating is a big decision-making process because every negotiation presents you with a whole series of choices. Where do I open? When do I give in? How much do I concede? Are there opportunities to make a bigger deal, a more creative deal? And our natural reaction to those questions doesn't always lead to the best results. For example, one of the main choices you have to make is, how do I open the negotiation? What's my first move? After all, this was the first choice presented to you in the Zamboni negotiation. The menu of choices was, should you make an offer, threaten to use competition as a show of strength, or engage in small talk? It turns out the path to the best deals came from opening with small talk, because that's the only way the discovery process can work. I once saw a play called The Price by Arthur Miller, where one of the characters explained what the price really means. He says, price is nothing but the viewpoint, and if you don't understand the viewpoint, you don't understand nothing. That said, I've noticed something interesting about this case. Many people do make that choice in this simulated negotiation, but in the real world, they do it differently. They just dive right in. Because as Americans, we live in a hurry-up society. And especially these days, we're operating in a hurry-up economy. How many of you have too much to do and too little time to do it? Just as I thought. I can see the heads nodding out there in cyberspace. Well, this isn't new. It's ingrained in our culture. After all, it was Ben Franklin who coined the expression, time is money. So wasting time is like wasting money, so get a move on. And that impacts the way we negotiate, encouraging us to rush into the negotiation and get the deal over and done with so we can move on to other things. Well, we suggest standing Ben Franklin's axiom, time is money, on its head. Because generally, the more time you spend negotiating, the more money you save. Why? Because it takes time to discover their viewpoint. And without the viewpoint, you don't know nothing. What happened when Wade just threw a number on the table before uncovering Aaron's viewpoint, compared to when he discovers a little more info? It takes discipline. You have to fight our own culture a bit to keep reminding yourself to slow the process down. Negotiating isn't a sprint, it's a distance event.
This gives you some ideas about how to open. What we're going to turn to in the next section is, where should you open?